Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's American dream has reportedly been left shattered, at least according to sources cited by Radar Online, as the Sussexes prepare for a major return to Britain after 6 turbulent years in California. Harry, 41, and Meghan, 45, are reportedly expected back in the UK before the end of August with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, who are said to be starting at a British school in September. The family is reportedly planning to live in private, non-royal accommodation while keeping their $29 million Montecito mansion and their residence in Portugal. And despite the move, there is reportedly no plan for Harry or Meghan to return as Wecking royals. Instead, Radar Online sources say the move reflects a much bigger change in direction for the family. When Harry and Meghan first arrived in California, the expectation was huge. They had the royal name, Hollywood access, major deals, and global attention, and there was a belief they could turn all of that into a massive entertainment empire while remaining financially independent from the monarchy. But 6 years later, insiders claim that vision has fallen far short. According to the source, some of their projects did perform well, particularly when Harry and Meghan's royal experiences were at the center of them, but other ideas were reportedly canceled, disappeared quietly, or failed to make the impact originally expected. Some major partnerships ended too, while the sense that Hollywood was desperate to work with the Sussexes appears to have faded. The source claims California gave them freedom, financial independence, and distance from the monarchy, but failed to deliver the completely new life and lasting media empire they seemed determined to build. And now the decision to take Archie and Lilibet to Britain is being portrayed as something far more significant than simply spending more time in Harry's home country. The insider says Harry has increasingly recognized that there are things Montecito simply cannot replace. His father is in Britain, along with many of his oldest friendships and charitable connections, and of course it is the country where Harry grew up and spent most of his life. There is also reportedly another reason for the move. Harry wants Archie and Lilibet to understand that side of their heritage. So while the Sussexes are not closing the door on America, their reported return suggests Harry may be acknowledging that a major part of his identity and his children's future remains tied to Britain. But this reported return is already creating a fresh wave of attention. The reported move has already triggered reactions from Donald Trump allies.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may be preparing for the most dramatic change in their lives since stepping away from royal duties in 2020. 6 years after relocating to North America and building a new life in California, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are reportedly planning a return to Britain with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. But this is not being described as a brief family visit. Reports suggest the Sussexes could spend an extended period in the United Kingdom, marking what could be their most significant reconnection with Britain since Megxit transformed the royal family. The reports suggest the family could remain in Britain throughout the children's education, although no permanent relocation has been officially confirmed. The location of the family's reported British residence has also not been revealed due to privacy and security concerns. For now, the reports have sparked intense speculation over whether the Sussexes are simply expanding their family base or quietly reshaping their future relationship with Britain. But what began as a royal story quickly became a political one. Almost immediately after reports of the Sussexes' return emerged, several Donald Trump allies linked the move to the couple's well-documented disagreements with the U.S. president. Katie Miller, wife of White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, was among the most vocal critics. Posting on X, she claimed Harry and Meghan were returning to Britain because they did not like U.S. President Donald Trump. Miller further alleged that the couple had become disillusioned with the current White House and suggested their departure from America reflected broader political frustrations. She later responded to commentator Dan Wooten's description of the move as a reversal of Megxit, writing that America had effectively done its time with the Sussexes. Miller also accused Meghan of prioritizing celebrity status and claims the couple was facing financial struggles. Those remarks remain Miller's personal claims. No evidence presented in the report establishes Donald Trump or U.S. politics as the reason behind the Sussexes' reported decision. The tension between Prince Harry and Donald Trump is not new. Harry previously criticized comments made by Trump regarding NATO allies and the war in Afghanistan. Having served 2 tours in Afghanistan himself, Harry defended the role played by allied nations and highlighted the sacrifices made by service members from across the NATO alliance. The Duke stressed that allies answered America's call following the September 11th attacks and stood together under NATO's collective defense commitments. Harry also reflected on the personal cost of the conflict, noting that he had formed lifelong friendships during his military service and lost fellow soldiers in the war. The disagreement became one of several moments that highlighted the sharp contrasts between Harry's public positions and those of Trump and his supporters. Yet politics may not be the driving force behind this reported move. The reports suggest Harry has been encouraged by what he views as a warmer public response towards Meghan in Britain in recent months. Particular attention has been given to Meghan's recent visit to Birmingham, where she reportedly received a positive reception from members of the public. But perhaps the most significant factor involves the royal family itself. According to reports, King Charles was informed of Harry's plans and is believed to welcome the possibility of spending more private time with his son and grandchildren. After years of strained relations, public interviews, memoir revelations, and family tensions, the prospect of increased personal contact could represent an important development behind palace walls. For the king, it may provide a rare opportunity to strengthen family bonds away from public scrutiny. But despite the headlines, reports suggest this is not a royal comeback. King Charles has reportedly made it clear that Harry and Meghan's status within the royal family will remain unchanged. The Sussexes are expected to continue as private, non-working members of the monarchy, with no plans to resume official royal duties. Reports also indicate the family intends to live in a private residence rather than any royal property. Prince Harry was already scheduled to return to Britain next month for the Well-Child Awards, with Buckingham Palace reportedly arranging accommodation for that visit. However, if the Sussex family arrives in Britain within the coming weeks as reported, those arrangements may no longer be necessary. Importantly, Britain may not replace America entirely. Reports indicate Harry and Meghan intend to retain their Montecito estate in California while also maintaining their property interests in Portugal. That suggests the move is less about leaving America behind and more about creating a new balance between their British roots and their international lifestyle. For Harry, it could mean more time with his father and greater proximity to the royal family. For Archie and Lilibet, it could mean growing up with stronger ties to Britain. And for Meghan, it could mark yet another chapter in a journey that has repeatedly crossed the worlds of royalty, celebrity, and politics. But one message appears consistent throughout the reports. Harry and Meghan may be returning to Britain. What they are not returning to is royal duty.